Hi, I'm Ruthie, and you're listening to an episode of the Defiant Business Podcast, your Monday through Friday 10-minute shot of business knowledge. So let's get into it. Today, we are going to talk about the value of content. And the reason why is because I know a lot of writers, a lot of content specialists who don't understand the value of what it is that they write or what it is that they create. I know a lot of marketing directors, marketing managers, CEOs, CMOs, you name it, who don't understand how to measure the value of content. That's what makes this such a critical topic. You cannot sell or buy something effectively if you don't understand the value of it. That's why we're here. So the value of content really depends on why you created it in the first place or why you had it created in the first place. So before you go buying or selling anything, you need to understand the goal of the content. So whether you're the content specialist or you're the person looking for content help, you need to understand the goal first. Why do you want this created? Why do you want this blog post series created? Why do you want this white paper? What's the goal for this case study? A blog post, that's the simplest one. That's where, like I said in a previous episode, that's where most companies start their journey is with blogging. Totally fine. But a blog post that's meant to generate search engine traffic is gonna perform differently and likely be written or structured differently than a post that's meant to interest prospects on your mailing list, right? So those are two different goals. Interesting or generating interest from prospects on a mailing list and generating search engine traffic. So first thing, the time frame on those two different goals is going to be huge. Seeing search engine traffic can take months. My super awesome SEO guru friend, Jason Furch on LinkedIn, he says that it can take up to 8 months to see search engine traffic coming in. And this makes a lot of sense when you think about it. It also depends on the age of your website, the domain authority, and a lot of other factors. You know, when you look at search engine optimization, there's tons of factors. But to actually rank a piece of content and to do it well, there's a lot of things that have to happen and have to be done. And time is just one of those things as well. So you have to wait months to really understand the impact of a piece of content with search engines. Pushing content to your list, however, can have almost an instantaneous effect, or it can have a more delayed effect. You will be able to see that people opened your email. You'll be able to see that people clicked on your email if you're using an email marketing software. So let me say that. If you're sending off an email, you don't have a CRM tracking or email marketing, you're not going to be able to see these things. But let's say you're using email marketing software. You're going to be able to see they opened the email. You're going to be able to see they clicked on it. You may see some of their other activity depending on the system that you have. So you'll be able to see that they were interested. But maybe they don't reach out to your sales team, or they don't reach out to you, or they don't reply. Does that mean that that piece of content failed? No. It means that it could be a step up on this, or a step further in this buyer's journey for that particular client. So you haven't done anything wrong there. They clicked, they were interested, they read, and now they're a bit more informed. So if they've clicked and they've opened and everything, then that means the next time you send them something, they'll probably click and open and go further as well. But it also could be, that blog post starts a conversation. They reply and now you're emailing back and forth and you're developing that relationship with this potential client. And that is critical. People do not buy from other people they don't like. So if they don't like you, they are definitely not going to buy from you. So sometimes a blog post is about starting a conversation. I mean, that's what content is. Content marketing is about starting those conversations and giving you that opportunity to help your customer or your client understand who you are and what it is that you do. What about content that's meant to generate marketing opportunities? But wait, isn't content is marketing, but you would use that content to generate marketing opportunities? Yes. Yes, you would. Why? Because if you offer services, you don't necessarily have a product, you need to build your credibility. You need to build your credibility, not just in the industry that you're in, but you may need to build your credibility in the industries that you specialize in. So if you offer, management consulting, you want to be seen as a, forward thinking company in the terms of management consulting. But let's say you decide that you prefer to work with a particular industry of businesses, maybe technology. So you also want to make sure that you're kind of present there and talking about how best technology companies can manage their people and move their businesses forward. You can create content that helps with outreach and improves your chances of success. So let's say you write a blog post that is on a hot new trend in, technology management. And what you're able to do is use that blog post to reach out to podcast hosts who've talked about similar things. Oh, they read this blog post. They're like, oh, okay, this is your company. Now I get to read this and see a little bit about you. You definitely have some value to add for my audience. Okay, yeah, I do want to interview you on my podcast. Maybe you want to guest blog, or maybe you want to be on someone's video show on YouTube. You can use these pieces of content to reach out. And you want to create the content with that goal in mind. The more personalized you can make the content, even if it's personalized to a persona or a particular industry, the more you could do that, the more effective it's going to be for the people who read it, the people in your ideal audience who read it. So what this entire episode is meant to say is that content should be created with the goals in mind. Establish the goals. Do not make your content try to fit the goal. Establish the goals first, and then create the content. And working from that goal, the value of the content, the ROI of the content will be more apparent because you're working from that starting line. You have a very clear, defined starting line. So work with the goal in mind if you want to be able to understand the value of your content and generate ROI consistently from the efforts that you're taking or that you're paying for if you're outsourcing your content. Thank you for listening. Please leave us a comment or a review wherever it is that you listened or watched this podcast episode. This has been Ruthie with Defy the Status Quo, and this has been an episode of the Defiant Business Podcast. We'll see you next time.